Hi, my name is Perry, and today's video is about going slow in order to move fast. And so you may say that doesn't really make any sense. And so on a kind of intellectual level, it doesn't, because you're like, well, in order to go fast, I need to go fast. But I'm going to explain to you what I'm talking about. So first of all, there's a difference between going fast, which is like an external force, and then there's going fast in the state of flow. And I'll tell you the difference between the two. So when you're going fast and it's forced, it's like you are using the idea that you have to go fast as the actual motivation to go fast. When you are actually going fast, you are just going fast. There is no work. There is no effort. It's just happening, and it's actually going faster a lot of times than you can control. And if you've ever experienced the difference, particularly flow, like when something sort of ignites and takes fire and it's off and you don't have to think about it, it's just going, that is the real going fast. The real going fast, you obtain the real going fast by going slow. And so the reason that I bring this up is because a lot of people use what I would call frantic energy in order to propel them. Meaning, because they're not open, because they don't have access to the flow state, which is what I just described, the effortlessly going fast, then what they do is they say, I have to go fast, and they put this pressure on themselves from an external state in order to force themselves to go fast, because they need to get that energy from somewhere. When you're tapping into an energy that's outside of you for the idea that you need to go fast, that energy makes you feel nuts. It makes you feel like you're never getting anything done. It makes you feel frantic. It makes you feel exhausted. And you don't actually use your time and energy very efficiently. And I'll also explain why. So if you are using an external force to propel you forward versus opening into, like, I almost like to call it like catching a wave. This is my idea of life surfing, right? You open, and then all of a sudden you catch this wave and you're off, and that's where the effortlessness comes from. And you can't catch that wave if you are getting pummeled by the waves, okay? So let me take it back. So when you using this external pressure, right, to say like you need to be busier, you need to get this done, you need to go faster, you end up not being available to catch the wave that's in front of you, and you end up wearing yourself out. It's kind of like treading water. And what I also see a lot of is that when we work in a way where we need to go fast and we put that kind of pressure on ourselves, there's usually some stakes involved. And the stakes involved personal validation, meaning like, if I don't get this done, I am a bad person. If I don't get this done, I am not valuable. If I don't get this done, people are going to think poorly of me. All of that. If I don't get this done, I might lose my job. If I don't get this done, there might not be enough. Like all of these stories that we tell ourselves, and use that force to propel us forward. Okay? So those all feel really real in the moment. I know. And they're not going to get you to the level that you really want to go. So hustle. Like this is like hustle, grind, grit, all of those kinds of things that we put on a pedestal, right, in the masculine business model of the world. And I'll tell you, it leads to a lot of mess, in my opinion. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for kind of the method that I'm talking about in terms of slowing down to go faster. But mostly it's because I am energetically lazy. I like to catch a wave of energy that's going to propel me forward without having to do all this work. And it's like the idea that you have to do all this work in order for things to take off and blossom and expand is really arrogant. It's really arrogant because it's sort of ignoring the fact that we are attached to something that is way bigger than us, and that it's everywhere, and that it's like this universal energy that we're all a part of, that literally when you hitch a ride on, that's kind of when you're really in creation and you're really making things happen. So if you're forcing, then something's not quite right. You're not quite on. Okay, so again, let me back up. So what does this have to do with going slow? So this goes back to opening, and the idea that you can't open when you are moving with force. You just can't. It just doesn't work that way. And so if you want to catch this sort of universal wave of energy, where things just align, and it's just like, like when you're driving down the street and all of a sudden you catch the green lights and it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's like that. It just opens and it just goes. But you have to catch it. And the only way to catch it is to slow down and open. The thing about open, okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, what if you don't understand this word open? So if you don't understand this word open, let me put it this way. It's about getting present. If you are off yonder, like on your goal, like you're focused on your goal and you're focused on your future, and then all your energy is helping you force yourself towards that, you're not actually present and open. There's a difference between sort of like a planted goal, like where you have your blinders on and all you need to do is go there, versus to like plant an intention, a direction, and then kind of slow down enough so that every action that you're taking is in connection with the purpose of where you're going. I know that this might sound a little bit confusing. It's very nuanced, but I want to see if you can touch in and feel what I'm talking about. The difference between force and tapping into flow. So the next time that you feel frantic, here's an exercise for you. If you're feeling frantic, what I suggest is for you to take a moment and see if the frantic nature of how you're acting and feeling is operating as your fuel in order to propel yourself forward, or if the things you're doing are truly in service to where you're going. And if they are truly in service to where you're going, then you don't need to work so hard. You can slow down and do one thing, and the other thing can wait, and it can get done after that. And then you can switch tasks if you want to. I'm a circular worker. I don't work in a linear way. That's another video. But meaning I don't work like one thing at a time. I usually work on like 3 or 4 things at a time, and I move them like little pieces. And so whatever it is, don't fight your energy. Don't fight it. Go with it. And that is how you open. It's such a much more pleasant way to work and be. And I really encourage you to see if you can try to figure out what that difference is for you. Have a great day.